So if I was a brand new company thinking about gamification, right? So maybe I want to we've had clients come to us just wanting badges. We've had clients coming up just wanting leaderboards. What advice would you give as a company is starting to create or think about their gamification strategy?
I think you can't overlook it. I mean, it is really important and it really drives engagement. It's incredible how much engagement it does. It drives. And think about the whole process. Don't just pick and choose one of the tools. I think when they're all together, they work much better. So the journey is a big step for us, and it's a big difference from what we had before. And it's incredible because you have these triggers, and that doesn't mean when they say, oh, I want this, doesn't mean that we're not going to show them the rest later on. It means that we're going to let them choose what they want to learn now, but then later we're going to introduce that topic that they didn't want to talk about right now. We're going to introduce it again and in a different way. One of the things that we do that way, for instance, we ask them, oh, would you like to sell products or would you like to just buy products for yourself right now? And if they say, oh, I just want to buy products for myself at the moment. Okay, so we put them in a path that will focus on products. But then later on, we're going to say, well, don't you want to learn about the benefits of actually selling and being in the business? And half of the people who said, no, I just want to buy products, they say, yeah, you know what? I do. I want to learn about it. And then they move to a different pathway and they start learning about the business and they get engaged with the business. And we can actually change their behavior from someone who just wanted to buy for myself because maybe I'm getting married in a few months and I want to have Tupperware all over my house, to someone who actually can do this as a business opportunity. And also, when we have the points, the leaderboard and the badges, it's kind of different how it impacts their behavior. With the leaderboard, it's something that is live there every day and they're looking at it and they go crazy because of it. Like they want to climb it up and they want to be at the top and they are on top of it. They know how many points they can achieve. And if they see that someone has more points than them and they know they've done everything, how can that person have more points than me? They will question us. So they're really on top of it. So
it's
that's
funny.
driving.
Go ahead.
That's driving us all the time. Like we had customers who, some of our consultants who said, look, I've done all my training and I have like 3,000 points, but there's a person on top of the leaderboard with 3,020. How can they have 20 points more than me? And we actually had to go back and say, well, that's weird. How do they have more points than you? And we found out that it was a former unit manager who had more training because they had a different level. So they actually had specific training for unit managers who had been demoted. And because of that, they rolled back to the leaderboard of consultants, but they still had their points as unit managers. So we had to go to our customer success manager and they just said, yeah, we're going to have to solve that problem because it's become an issue that someone has more points. So they push us to do that. And the badges is different. It's almost like an incentive, a reward. Like when you get a badge, you're proud of your badge. And we have consultants that will print out because as they get the badge, we always put a certificate with our badges and they will print it out and they will frame it. I've seen pictures of consultants who have lots of flames behind them on their walls in their office with all the certificates and badges that they won in Tupperware. So they're really proud of it. It is kind of almost like a reward for them. So I think when you work with all this together with the journeys and the pathways and the leaderboards and the badges, you have like a full toolbox of things that can help you grow this engagement.
So I was chuckling when you were talking about that competition with the leaderboards and how did they get 20 more points that I had type thing, right? Because we have a customer today who doesn't think their field wants that competition of points or leaderboards. So they just do badges, right? Badge crazy. But the way you were talking about the badges too, think about it. You're going to have that event in March, face-to-face. And I remember from having gone to many direct selling conferences and conventions, right? It's all about how many ribbons I've got underneath my name card. So it's funny to hear those certificates are sort of the same way and those badges are the same way.